What's going on, everyone? It's the Niskel. Welcome back to Puyo Puyo Tetris. It's time to keep a distance from S, apparently, as we play another fusion mode. Let's do it!
I sat here for years, listening to T's reports. I was sad.
They kept going on, and he never got the hint that I never really wanted them. Oh my god, T.
I was sad I was alone. I was sad I'd been forgotten.
Does X still use MySpace? I get that feeling.
I know that's selfish. I wanted to ignore my feelings, but I couldn't stop it.
That's heartbreaking! Huh? What's heartbreaking? He's been all by himself, at the edge of the universe. You don't feel sad for him? Imagine how long he was here.
Imagine if the only game he had to play was Jenga by himself. And then he just, plays Tetris where all it is line pieces. How boring.
Imagine how lonely he was. It's his job. Don't be so cruel. He's just looking for attention. Stop it. Have some compassion.
I just realized that's really rich coming from S. Yeah, Amity, smack her down. Have some compassion.
Look, I can't help it. When I see him, I get this weird feeling inside. Huh? I feel like I know him, but I've never seen him before.
He's my papa.
How's that possible?
Why are my speech bubbles being said out loud?
What's wrong? It's nothing. Let's clear the debris and keep following him.
I just realized that as X is telling his entire life story, while he slowly walks away into the nothingness, he's basically sending trash piles behind him as we have to clean up after him. We got another fusion battle, 20,000 points, and beat S. Alrighty, time to do some combos. Alright, I'm not gonna lie to you, this was a very long fusion match, so I figured I'd take this time to talk more about the voice cast. Consider this a part 2 to one of my previous episodes, just talking about the voice actors and what they've done in other projects. It's always interesting to see what voice actors have as their range, how recognizable their voices are. It's just interesting, at least to me. So, why don't we start with a couple of goofballs? How about Dark Prince, aka Satan? He's voiced by Xander Mobus. If you play Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, or watch my series on Smash Ultimate, you can do it if you want. He is Master Hand, and Joker from Persona 5, who also appears in Smash Ultimate, and literally everything else in the known universe. His most recent role was Kubo from Neo The World Ends With You. Another goofball we can talk about is Shezo. He's voiced by Ben Lepley. His most recent role was, surprisingly, Professor Mirror from New Pokemon Snap. He has also done Renya from 13 Sentinels, and he's Dedue from Fire Emblem Three Houses. Now to talk about a different kind of goofball. Goofballs, I should say. Maguro and Ekolo. You wouldn't believe they're voiced by the same guy, Spike Spencer. He's Arachne from Blaze Blue, Ring-a-Bell from Bravely Default, Junichiro from Mungo Stray Dogs, but some old anime fans will recognize him as Shinji from the original dub of Evangelion. We got another duo here, Klug and Skater Dada, voiced by Edward Bosco. Now, this was an actor I didn't know much about, and then when I looked up his voiceography, oh my god. Chip Zanoof from Guilty Gear, Marauder and the Icon of Sin from Doom Eternal, and then, as a complete 180, 18-Volt from WarioWare Gold. That's some friggin' talent. We have Witch and Liddell, both voiced by Lauren Landa. You might recognize her from the new dub of Sailor Moon and the new series. She is Sailor Neptune. She is also Kyoka Eden from Scarlet Nexus, a fairly recent game that came out. In the fighting game genre, she is Lychee Fei Ling from Blaze Blue and Kasumi from Dead or Alive. So she's managed to run the gambit of different games. And last but not least in this little mini segment, one of my personal favorites, Matt Mercer. He voices X. the Dimension Bender himself. He has one of the most recognizable voices in the business. If you know Critical Role, he's the Game Master. McCree from Overwatch, Yusuke from Persona 5. If you're a JoJo fan, he's Jotaro Kujo from Stardust Crusaders. He's a great actor.
There was one time at a convention where I was heading to one of my panels and I saw Matt Mercer run by, and he had already had to, unfortunately, turn away a couple people who wanted him to sign things, and all I asked for was a high five, so I got that high five. We're totally besties now, just throwing that out there. Thanks, Matt.
Whoopsie!
A lot of these actors are god tier, at least in my opinion. You've got a lot of extremely talented actors from the California studios, and it's a great time just to hear them all sound like they're having fun. That's always one thing I have admired. Every time you get a fun cast like this, they just look like they're having a blast. And that's all I like to hear. So I'm sorry this game took a long time. I just kept kind of getting messed up, and finally I managed to throw some garbage. So here in a few moments, there's going to be a mad drop of Garbo happening, and it's not going to be pretty. So I shall let the game speak for itself as we watch Armageddon happen. I mean, Armageddon in big quote fingers. You know, I say it like something interesting is going to happen, but actually S has been delaying the inevitable so much that she is actually going to ruin herself at the end of this. I honestly forgot how many points I needed while I was doing that. That could have been done a lot faster. I kind of played it safe, and also I was messing up so many setups. The one drawback, I guess, for Fusion, that at least that I could find, because it's still a fun game type, is sometimes they change what piece can turn into either Tetraminos or Puyos. So if you're not paying attention to what's coming up next, which I don't, obviously, I get distracted enough as it is, you kind of can't set up properly, and you're thinking, oh, sweet, I got an L piece, and then it turns into Puyos at the last second as you're trying to fast drop it. So that's just on me, but it's still pretty fun, and I'm glad I was able to pull it out. No time to waste. Let's chase him down. We need to stop him from telling his life story.
This way.
Follow me for more soliloquizing.
He went that way! Let's go! This is what he wants! He's just toying with us!
Luring us into his den. To the Matt Mercer den, I guess. Oh, we get to play Critical Role with X at the end of this.
What a jerk! Close. We have to catch him. Fine, I agree with you, but I don't have to like it.
Okay. Alright, a marathon trial. 20,000 points before clearing 20 lines. Let's do it. This one shouldn't be too bad. Or 28,000 points. For this puzzle trial, I wanted to try something different, and it required a lot of research. And the only reason it requires this much research is because I'm not good at finding patterns. Let's talk about T-spins. T-spins are a very valuable move in professional Tetris playing. If you know how to do a T-spin, you can basically combat anybody in the Tetris-verse. A T-spin happens when you basically lock in an extra T piece in a place where it could exist. And sometimes where it can't exist. Locking that in gets you a pretty decent amount of points. That was just a single. If you clear a line using a T-spin, you get a single. Getting rid of 2 lines, that's a double, 3 is a triple. Makes perfect sense. When you hear that locking sound, you know you did it right. And even the smallest T-spin, such as just doing one out in the wild, not even clearing any lines, gets you some points. You want to learn how to do T-spins because I believe a single T-spin, maybe it's a double, sends the same amount of garbage as a Tetris. Yes, so clearing 2 lines with a double T-spin sends you, like, what is it, 6 garbage blocks? That's the same as a Tetris. So you basically send massive amounts of garbage to your opponent with half the blocks being cleared. T-spins are amazing point gainers. Now, how do you set up a T-spin? Well, essentially, find an opening where you can put in a T-block. See, I've actually got one there over on the left, but I don't think I'm going to realize that until it's far too late. Yeah, I didn't figure that out. If you're good at identifying patterns and seeing shapes made beforehand, like what can happen in professional Tetris, it is a godsend and you can be a Tetris master. I unfortunately am not a master, but at least now I have learned where to find these setups. All you need to do is make a perfect outline of a T-block, and then basically have an overhang on top. And then you can just spin your T-block right in. For this puzzle trial, I want to give a shout out to the official tutorials on YouTube, who taught me about singles, doubles, and triple T-spins. I've put the video in the description because it's a fascinating watch, and you learn a lot. I'm gonna give myself a pat on the back and a slap in the face. Good job, Niskel, you overcomplicated something. Again. Anyway, we're going between dimensions. We need to beat T in another fusion battle, alright. Let's do it.
This place is harsh. It's constantly under tension, like a stormy sea.
I don't know, it looks kind of pleasant except for all the broken pieces of road.
All it takes is one small gap, one missed moment.
One small gap? You mean one that a T-block could go into?
That's all it takes for a tiny tear between the dimensions to form. I tried my best to seal it up. I was too depressed.
And I ran out of masking tape. Oh no.
This X guy. I don't think he's running away from us. I think he's leading us somewhere.
I agree.
Why is he telling us these stories on the way?
I'm not sure.
Huh? Hey, T, you alright? What are you thinking?
I'm thinking about how X is literally my ex. Don't read too deeply into that, there's... Wait a minute, is there Puyo Puyo fanfiction?
Oh, nothing.
You've been quiet this whole time. You don't seem to be sympathizing with X. Are you up to something?
Oh no! Look! More Puyos and Tetraminos!
No time to talk about my potential, really sassy ex-boyfriend. We need to figure this out.
Let's focus on getting rid of them!
You got it!
You and me, we got it. Though it seems like you're dodging my question!
It's because he is. I don't know, maybe T was okay with having a dimension-ruining boss. Beating T in 3 minutes, let's do it. We have another fusion here, and there's not too much more I can teach you about this. I'm basically going to be building stairs for a majority of this. So I figured, let's go ahead and wrap up the voice cast. There's a few bit characters that don't have as many voice lines as the main cast, but they still show up enough for me to talk about them. And this will also be a good example to show how different a voice actor can make their voice. They've got range. You and Ray, the ghosts that were tormenting Ringo, they are also Cindy Robinson, the same as O. And you can kind of hear it. It's not too difficult to suss out. The Ocean Prince, which was just a horror, showed up out of nowhere. That was Erin Fitzgerald. And that voice she does is more recognizable than Carbuncle. But then again, Erin's always been known for kind of the goofy character. She's good at making funny voices. Accord and Draco Centauros. Now, one of those you already identified immediately. That's Wendy Lee, the same actor who did J and L. So she's played actually a lot of characters in this game, but that's okay. She manages to differ them up enough to where you know it's okay, that's not the exact same voice that she's doing every time. And the last character, believe it or not, we saved the most amazing for last. Popoi, the cat. Apparently Kyle Bear just loves voicing animals, because he's also Risakuma in this game. I love looking at ranges, man. It's so fascinating to see what voice actors can do, especially when they're given double-up characters. Like, they're still in the studio, and it's just like, hey, can you voice this like cat, or can you make guttural screaming sounds to voice Carbuncle? Okay, thanks. I love talking about voice actors. It's always interesting. And it gives me a chance to bitch about purists. I'm kidding. Everyone likes what they like. I like English dubs. Sue me. And we are just about done. Sorry about your luck, T, but we're out of here.
I'll do better next time.
That was perfect!
Okay. Took a few tries, but managed to get him. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just really late, but was having trouble piecing together some combos. It also didn't help that the T-block kept turning into Puyos at the very last frame where I pushed fast drop, and then it became a block again. Actually, T managed to get a Tetris on this out of nowhere, which destroyed me in one of the failed runs. Is that all you got? I doubt it.
We should overtake X very soon.
Hey, T!
No time, Ringo. Let's hurry.
T, why won't you answer me?
I mean, how would you react if you had to tell your new best friends that your higher commanding officer is the one destroying dimensions? At least that's what I'm getting from it. Here's an endless trial. 75,000 points within a minute 30. Or 150,000 within a minute 30. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna go into focus mode this time, so take it away, me from the future. I'm not gonna mention how long this took. No, you're not allowed to know. Alright, so there was a saying back in the old days of YouTube Let's Play called the Let's Play Curse. It's what happens when, as soon as you hit that record button, all skill and all semblance of commentary just go out the door. And that's what happened here. There are actually a lot more segments in this episode where I just, shut up and play. And for some reason, this one caught me off guard, and I think it's the speed. All of a sudden, these last couple trials have gotten so fast, and me trying to find patterns in the Puyos and Tetraminos, it's a little fast for me. And, after I suddenly become a manly man of Puyo Puyo Tetris and learn how to play the game instead of like a sissy babby, you kind of figure out what they want you to do. Just build the stairs. That's the advice I can give you for this one. If you have a setup for a good stair, or stairs, plural, you can start setting off some combos. For example, here's a really good setup for stairs. And you know what? I think that just did it. So when all else fails, set up stairs. In fact, a lot of speedrunners do stairs too, so who am I to not use their advice? They know what they're doing. There we go. That didn't take too long. Just a few tries. It's mainly just the setting up part that becomes somewhat difficult when you are very, very exhausted. But eventually you get a combo of, or a chain of 4 to 5, you get that a couple times, and then you're golden. What I noticed is, this trial, it actually started speeding up there at the end, so if you're not the quickest thinker, you're gonna have a tough time getting those 3 stars, but eventually when you get a 6 chain, or even 7, you pretty much won it right there. Alright, I did it! I love a real challenge! Ooh, we're in the end game now. Next time on Puyo Puyo Tetris, let's finish up this story and see what X is all about. See you guys next time.